Today, we're going to dig into a really important design challenge. How do we take a public transport journey that's confusing and stressful for a tourist family and turn it into something that actually feels seamless? This is about more than just getting from point A to B. It's really about designing for confidence.
So here's how we'll break it down. We'll start by meeting the family, then we'll walk through their current, often painful journey. We'll get to the heart of the problem, explore a potential fix, and then, talk about how we could actually bring that solution to life. All right, first things first, let's get to know who we're designing for. Meet Armin and Sarah, and their two kids, Nika, who's 6, and Daria, who is 10. So picture this. They're tourists, they're in a city they've never been to, and they're trying to have a great day with their kids in a pram. Their goal is simple, right? Just explore. But the system they have to use, well, it just wasn't built with their hands-full reality in mind.
Okay, let's really dive into what they're up against right now. This is their as-is journey, and it usually kicks off not with excitement, but with a whole lot of anxiety.
Yeah, before they even get on a train, this wave of questions just hits them. The whole system of zones and fares is confusing, and it creates this thing we call fine fear, that constant little worry in the back of your mind that you're going to make a mistake and get a big penalty.
And that anxiety gets way worse because of what's physically happening. I mean, trying to figure out a complex app or a ticket machine while you're also managing a pram and 2 energetic kids. It turns what should be a simple task into a major stress point.
Now, here's where we see a massive gap. The digital tools, they're pretty good at telling the family which bus or train to get on, but they completely fail to give them the tiny, on-the-ground details they desperately need.
And this isn't just some small inconvenience. This is the moment of truth. That physical transfer, getting from one platform to another with the pram and the kids in tow, that is the one interaction that will make or break their entire day.
So, and this is the crucial point, right? A failure at this moment doesn't just mean they're late. It completely shatters their confidence, it drains their energy, and it can turn what was supposed to be a fun family adventure into a really frustrating mess.
So why does this happen over and over again? What's really going on under the surface that creates this gap in the experience?
Well, the first big reason is what we call the information action gap. The family has the data. They know the train number, they know the destination, but they don't have the simple, actionable steps to physically get through the station with all their stuff. And that problem is made so much worse by something called the background tax. This is that invisible, constant mental energy it takes to be a parent. Every little bit of confusion feels 10 times bigger because their brains are already working overtime just to keep the kids safe and happy.
But once we understand these root causes, we can start to design a much better way. So let's look at a proposed solution that could take this family from a state of friction to a state of flow.
Imagine the new journey starting somewhere comfortable, like their hotel room. They can plan their day in a tourist app they already know, in their own language. Then they just export the travel bits into the transport app and flip on a special mode. We're calling this proposed feature Family Mode, and it's designed to be like a trusted guide. It's not just another route planner, it's a confidence builder. It gives them verified answers to their biggest questions right from the start. And what's really powerful here is how this directly cancels out all those initial fears. It tells them exactly which tickets they need, it confirms the rules, and it gives them clear validation. That fine fear, gone, before they even walk out the door.
But that brings us right back to that make or break moment. How does this new solution deal with that stressful transfer inside the station? How does it solve the moment of truth?
This is where it gets really good. To solve that moment of truth, the app switches into micro-navigation. It gives them simple, visual, step-by-step directions, not just to the platform, but to the elevator, to the right side of the platform, and to the correct exit. It's guidance designed for someone whose hands and mind are already full. Now, this concept is more than just a nice idea. It's a testable hypothesis for how to deliver a much, much better service. So the question is, how do we make it real? Well, the way forward is through quick and tangible testing. We could use methods like body storming and an experience lab to act out the physical journey, or even better, do on-site walkthroughs with actual families to see if the guidance we're proposing really works in the real world. Because when you get right down to it, the goal here represents a really fundamental shift. We're moving away from just providing information about a route and toward delivering a feeling of confidence, calm, and empowerment to every family trying to explore our city. And this leaves us with a final thought, something to take with us. This isn't just about public transport, is it? In any service we design, how do we find those critical moments of truth and bridge that gap between just giving people information and truly guiding them to success.